I'm Chef Hadassah Patterson, and I have Skarure and Saponi heritage of North Carolina and Virginia, as well as South Carolina. So when I'm talking to someone about food and culture, when I need to bridge the gap and maybe they're not super familiar with, who we are here and, what our history is in the area, I tend to start from the beginning and I talk about pre-colonially what our culture and society was like. We were agricultural society, very civilized, people have a tendency to go straight for the hunter-gatherer, savage, primitive, type of stereotype when it comes to Native American people, Indigenous people of the U.S., of the political U.S. And it really couldn't be farther from the truth because our modern society is actually modeled on our pre-colonial society. So, I mean, as far as even democracy was modeled from the Iroquois Haudenosaunee Great Law of Peace. Uh, so, actually, it was our democracy, our society that the United States of America was built on. I did some research recently and I found out that we actually get pit cooking. There was our people here that are here at pit barbecue. So that was fun to find out. I was like, okay, it's in our blood. But so I always like to kind of start at the beginning and help people understand how our culture has influenced United States culture and Southern culture specifically. So sassafras tea is very common in that area across several cards. I know my grandmother used sassafras tea for female thing, and my mother also put sassafras in our soups when we weren't feeling well because it's good for immunity. So a lot of companies, like modern day companies, have stopped using it for root beer, but it used to be the flavoring for root beer, that type of, that flavor, secret flavor. And so that's what was originally used. Root beer was sassafras root. Oh, so it's one of those things that has actually permeated our culture quite a bit. I don't think people understand or know about it as much anymore, but used to. So the Three Sisters dish is one that I featured quite a bit, and I feel like anyone who was in addition to Native American chef, we really want to make sure that they kind of uphold that quite a bit because Three Sisters is such an integral part of our food base. So what happens is with companion planting, you have our corn, mother corn, and we each have different names for mother corn. But we have mother corn and, she was tall and straight and, supported and everything. And so that's a cornerstone of our food ways and cuisine. Um, and that was something that happened over time. We use other things prior to corn, but mother corn is such a cornerstone of our cuisine. And then you have the dead, which add nitrogen to the soil, and they go on a vine. And mother corn helps support the beanstalk. And then squash, the third sister. You can order them whichever way you want to, but that's the way I order them. Squash as the third sister is protecting the ground. Foreign growth and tongue for the most part, you use for fun. And so squash is low growing, also a bomb, but it's low growing, and it helps to protect the ground from, too harsh of elements. So they each have something to do. They each serve a purpose, and working together, they're stronger and healthier than they would be on their own. So it's more about being the whole as opposed to, the individual part. So it's really important. And I love talking to people about that because we live in such divisive times, and it's important for us to understand that we are stronger when we are harmonized and in unity, working together.